Good morning, everyone. I think I did a little haste on clicking this on. I got a new tripod, so hang on. I'm going to adjust a little bit of our angling. That might work a little bit. We'll see. How is everybody? Pardon me as we go through all of the imperfections, because imperfections are great, aren't they? We love imperfection. Helps us accept and meet life on life's terms. Good. How about I unmute myself and start that over again? Hi, everybody. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. I was showing off my new shirt. I got it over at Old Town General Store, but that's the Border Water and Light Power Towers of Wiccan, Blinking, and Not Power Towers. Anyway, can you hear me now? Good morning. Am I unmuted now? Tell me that you can hear me. A thumbs up would be good. Just let me know, because I can hear me, right? And I think everything that I'm seeing here is saying that the mic is picking up. Okay, awesome. All right. I'm Belinda, Just Be Yoga, ready for our home yoga practice live. Love seeing all of your name faces in the chit chat. So please feel free to type a note of anything that's coming up for you in your practice, anything that you might want to work on today. Today is our day of pushing to new edges, getting out of the comfort zone, going beyond what we're familiar with. So who knows what's going to happen? Yes, thank you. I was unmuted. Okay, if you're new to Home Yoga Practice Live, great, thank you, welcome. Just know that it might feel a little less like a traditional, so to speak, studio yoga experience. Here I'm trying to share elements of how to develop a personal yoga practice. So we've got a plan. If those of you who are returning, you've got your plan for the week, maybe reacquaint yourselves. Why am I here? What am I wanting to work on? And otherwise, we're going to check in and start moving. Remember that the themes this week are acceptance or contentment, along with binding. And so I'm going to throw in a few elements of different yoga poses of binds and how we feel free or stuck when we're in those spaces. Hopefully striving toward the freedom space. All right, so let's start. Actually, let's start standing. All right. And you could be at the top of your mat. Spreading the feet, feeling your legs, standing up tall. Find your breath. Now I'll try to remember to offer modifications and variations for different abilities in our bodies. But please don't treat this like a Simon Says yoga experience. Move according to what feels good for you. Make adjustments. Don't force anything. This is not a no pain, no gain experience. We're here to connect. Yoke. 8 limbs of yoga. We're going to connect to our mind and our body and our senses and our breath and our focus. Feel the body, feel the bones holding you upright. Feel that upward aspiration in our physical self. Maybe let that help you connect to your mind and your spirit. What are we lifting up to on a daily basis? Or does the grind bear us down? So your legs can be apart or together. Feel that out inside of your own legs. What gives you sturdiness and stability? And I'll guide us through a few sun salutations to start off our day. Committing in. So recall your reason for being on your mat, your plan. What is your affirmation? Breathe it, be it, feel it. Breath in, lift, accept this moment. Exhale, forward fold, knees can be soft. Breathe in and lift the chest up, half flat, knees can stay soft, hands can rest wherever you like. Hands coming down, stepping back toward hands and knees. You can be on hands and knees plank, engaging your belly, feeling the strength within you. Exhale as we lower. Breath in, lifting the chest, cobra. What's tense? What's fighting? What are we not accepting? Exhale, come to knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, feel it, be it. Breath out. We can bring one knee down, step the opposite leg up, and bring both legs up. You choose how you would like to come up to the top of your mat. I'm always going to offer the most accessible first. Breath in, lift the chest. Breath out, let the upper body go. Bending the knees, sinking the butt back, lifting the chest, chair. Feel your bones, feel your flesh, feel the muscles that are working, giving you stability, squeezing. Feel the muscles that can relax in your body, your face, your eyelids. What is your breath expressing to you? Where is your mind? Try not to judge anything that you observe. Remember that observing and observation are a part of our yoga journey. Forward fold, let it go, deep breath. Stepping the right foot back, back foot flat. You could have your feet as wide apart as wide as your mat. That might give you a really stable base to come up for our warrior one. You could walk your hands up that knee. Maybe you're tasking yourself to feel your core and your spine coming up. Breath in, hands could always remain at prayer. Breath out, hands down, step the back leg up, step the other leg back, back foot flat, feel your way, choose whether you want to widen that stance, choose stability first in order to come up, don't be in a hurry, be present, breath, feel body wisdom, feel your breath wisdom. Notice your mind. Hands coming down. Let's bring the back knee down. Step the right knee back. Choose your plank. You could stay on knees. Maybe your practice is extended plank. And lower it down. Notice any urge to go beyond what you can do. Breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath. Your knees could be soft in down dog. You could choose to be at tabletop if the down dog is having you exert too much energy. We're here to connect mind, body, breath, and that's your mind and your body right now on your mat. Don't try to connect to my body. Don't try to connect to your image of what you think my body feels like or looks like. I am here sharing my practice, hoping that there are tips and advice that can help you find yours. Looking forward, we're going to make our way up to the top of the mat. So choose how you want to get there. Notice any desire to rush. Notice any criticism. And then soften in with forgiveness and acceptance. Breath in, lift the chest, lengthening. Forward fold, allowing that upper body to release. Coming all the way up. Breath in, shoulders down, what's reaching. Exhale, forward fold, coming into the earth. Let that heaviness into us. Half flat back, breath in. Maybe your hands are on a block. We're going to step one leg back, Bring the knee down, step the other leg back. Maybe you stepped back to extended planks. Take a breath and lower. Breath in, cobra, elbows remaining bent. Relax the butt. Breath, let the tummy breathe, shoulders down. Exhale to down dog or tabletop. Check in with your jaw and your neck. Where are we inviting ease? Structurally, activation-wise, even if we're activating, does it have to have strain? Breath in. Looking forward, let's travel our way up toward the top of the mat. Choose. Feel out balance. Do I step always with one leg? I do, my right leg. Breath in, pull the chest up. So I try to invite balance on my mat. Forward fold, and I feel what that balance feels like when I change the pattern. Bending the knees, sinking the butt back, lifting the chest, chair. Choose where you want your arms. Exhale, fold the body forward, releasing. Half flat back, breath in, pulling the chest forward. Can we explore? Am I lengthening it? Am I feeling it somewhere? How do I know if I'm lengthening it? What am I detecting in my body that makes me aware of what is true? We're going to step the right foot back foot flat. Maybe the body's warming up. Maybe you lengthen that stride. Making your way up, choosing the way that you can come up with ease, stability, security. Breath in. Exhale, hands down. Step the back leg up. Trade it out. Step that left leg back. Don't move forward until you feel stable. And lengthen. Respect what the body is asking for. If it's asking for us to slow down, slow it down just to be sure. Hands coming down, stepping to plank. Breath, lower through. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now, if you wish, the next time through, we're going to do that sequence one more time if you want. If you need to take a rest, come down to your knees, maybe find child's pose. Feel this out. Remember, this is not a class in that kind of sense of let's all do what I'm doing. I want you to pause. I want you to make a note in your journal. I want you to stop and just do a breath exercise. If that's what your spirit and your body connection are saying would be wise right now. If you're joining, connect now with your affirmation, your intention for your practice this week. Feel your breath, feel your bones, feel your flesh. Notice your mind. And maybe, if you feel safe doing so, close the eyes and we'll go through this sequence, observing and accepting what we observe and feel with that outward sight turned off. Breath in, making our way up toward the top of the mat. Breath in, half flat back. Forward fold, letting everything hang. What are we feeling in the spine, in the surface of the soles of the feet? Hairs on the body. Roll the spine up patiently. Feel the weight of your arms dangling. Feel the back of your neck. Traveling and moving with our gaze within only. Hold your mountain and notice what you can feel with these eyes closed. What can you detect about weight shifting? How are we carrying the breath in our frame? What are we seeing within, in our mind and our spirit? Connect. Breath in as we lengthen upward. You could reach the arms up. You don't have to, just lift the heart. Exhale, forward fold. Breath in, lifting the chest, half flat. And as we exhale, we'll step back to our plank, navigating that without that outward vision. How confident are we traveling in our bones, in our skin, in our flesh, with that outward gaze turned off? Take a breath. Lower down to your bellies. Can you trust? Yes, that floor is there. We don't need to have our eyes open to see that we're going to arrive on it. Breath in, lifting the chest, cobra. What's straining in the body? How is this inward gaze helping us see the body, see our actions and intentions differently? Exhale to hands and knees or down dog. Breath in. Breath out. What is your spirit asking you? And it's okay if you notice that you take a little peek and you close your eyes, and you take a little peek and you close your eyes. Observe that too. What was that about? What were we unsure of? What did we not trust? What did we need to control? Breath in. And we'll travel our way up toward the top of the mat. Maybe you take a whole bunch of itty bitty steps. Who knows? Breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Can we release more? Can we trust more? Bend the knees, pull the butt back, lift the chest up to your chair, your version of chair. Feel your feet, your toes, tops of the feet, ankles, heels, inside of the ankles, arches. Can you feel the backs of your calves? Can you feel air touching the backs of your calf muscles, behind your knees, front of the shins? You are in this body. How much of it are you feeling and occupying? Maybe scoop the tailbone under a bit, back and forth a little, a few pelvic thrusts. Occupy your frame in a space of strength, still standing, so strong. Chest lifting, feel the power within you. Neck neutral. Maybe lifting the arms up. Arms open wide, maybe still eyes closed. Right arm under, left arm over, finding a bear hug or an eagle wrap. Remember the binds. This is the first one that we're adding in today. If you need to let this go, let it go. Those legs, those hips could be talking a whole bunch. How much weight is in one leg or the other? Where are you? Where is your attention, your focus? Breath in. Breath out. What are you practicing right now? Expand the arms open wide. How are we feeling with these eyes closed, with our heart expanding open? Switch arms. Left is under, right is over. Choosing bear hug or eagle. What's changing in those legs, hips, back? Can you pull the navel to the back of the spine? How do you offer more stability and strength where you are? Not strain, acceptance. Feel it. Don't be afraid to feel your strength, your activation right here. Hopefully you've come out already if you needed to come out. Practice your breath. Practice that inner witness. Forward fold, releasing the arms, deep breath. We're going to step the right leg back when we're ready. Feel your way. Notice yourself feeling your way, feeling the length in your stride, your hips, feeling your feet on solid ground. Trust that you don't need that outward gaze, making your way up, maybe walking up that thigh, giving yourself added stability, arriving upright. What is the vision of yourself right now? How is that different than when we have our eyes open and we're not distracted by the things that we're seeing in the room or in the space we're in? Maybe we're seeing how we're feeling in this body in color or shapes or spectrum. What is that inner witness? What is that sensation? Connect with it. Accept what we feel. Change if it's causing distress. Hands coming down to the floor. Take your time. When you feel secure, we'll step that right leg up, trading it out, stepping the left leg back. What do we notice about how we arrange ourselves for stability to get ready for motion? Or do we rush and say, we'll figure it out later? We'll fix it later. How present can we be in what is going on in this moment, bringing ourselves up for warrior one? Eyes can be closed. Hands can be at prayer. Hands can be behind your back at a bind. What are we practicing? What's opening somewhere physically in your body? What's fighting and closing off somewhere physically in your body? What's opening in your heart and your mind? How do you send that intention into your physical body, your physical existence, how you're navigating gravity right now? And what's closing in your heart and your mind? Hands coming down to the floor. We're going to step to plank. Take your time. Feel your way. Let's navigate this. Choose the version of plank you want to practice. If you're in extended plank, see if you can bring the legs together, squeezing. Remember, today is new edges, coming out of comfort zones, practicing things differently. No same old, same old. All there is this new second, and whoops, there it's gone. That's a nice word. Whoops, there it's gone. Breath. I encourage you to come out and go to child's pose if you need, but really ask yourselves, what is true? What is true? Do I need to or do I want to come out? Do I know the difference between my desire and what is truly safe? What's possible? What are we capable of? Breath. Lift the hips up, drop the head down, down dog. Breath in. Breath out. We'll bring the knees down and find child's pose. Perhaps you still got the eyes closed. Your knees could be wide, your chest could be extended long and forward, or maybe you have your arms relaxing down behind you. If you always do something a certain way, can we allow today to be the day that you tinker with it? That you change something up and then you notice how we respond to the change. What gets to grow or be set free in that change. What gets revealed to us about our patterns, how attached we are, how much we're willing to go with the flow. All right, so we'll have the eyes open. We're going to come up to sitting back on these heels. I'm going to introduce Apanasana, which is rabbit's pose. Greatly stimulates trust and faith because it involves the very top of our head. And it also is going to involve a bind. Remember that our themes today in Home Yoga Practice Live here at Just Be Yoga is acceptance or contentment, along with binds, and using binds, that is a clasp or a hold in some way, to help us explore what makes us feel stuck and how can we find freedom even within the confines of a boundary or a bind. So here I'm going to invite us to hold either your ankles or heels or shins. You could, if you've got long pants, you could hold the pants. Bringing your head down as close to your knees as you can. I like to have my inner thighs together rather than my hips wide. All right, so we're going to bring the head down. And that could be enough. If you have a history of not liking to be confined, anything that makes you feel closed in, claustrophobic, anything that might have been strangling or choking, don't do this if this is starting to trigger that for you, all right? So you could just stay where you are, maybe do a neck rotation. We'll bring the very top of the head down, and then hold on to the ankles or heels as you lift your hips. And notice what gets to open from the body. In the neck and the upper back and shoulders. Breath in, breath out. If we're feeling collapsing, how do we uncollapse it? How do we involve an upward energy somewhere? Breath in, breath out. Good, and we'll make our way back up. Hands behind us. Maybe on a block. You could bring a block here to bring the floor a little higher to you. And we'll press down through the hips, lift. Sorry, press down through the shins and the arms, lifting the hips. Where are we overstraining? How much energy can we start to explore to accept this space, this shape, this form, and breathe? We can certainly make duration and learning how to practice extending duration of time as an acceptance practice. What do we need to adjust to accept this pose a little longer, this shape, and carry our intention into it? What's still opening in the heart? Is it possible? Fourth rib, fifth rib, sixth rib, center of the chest. And lower the hips down. Good, and we'll bring the hands out in front of us. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips up, downward facing dog. Play here with that notion of duration, as well as maybe change something about your down dog. Maybe change the width of your feet. Change the positioning of your arms. Ask yourself, is there a different region of the body that could initiate movement? And what would that do to the feeling and the sensation in this pose for me? We won't know until we know. Observe, explore. Remember yesterday I said about play. I learned so much about my sacrum and how intricate it is. And it gets a little fussy the older I get. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to balance that out. You're right. I haven't spent time with you over the last few days. I'm sorry. That's a little bit of the conversation that Belinda has inside of her body, inside of the sinews and tissues. All right, we're going to bring ourselves up toward the top of the mat and roll our way up to standing. Choose whether you want your eyes open or closed. Now I'm going to invite us to grab a strap if we think we might need it. So just grab it because you don't know what I'm going to do. All right, so clearly this is preparing for a bind. All right, so if you don't have a strap, maybe a towel or a belt can be something that you can use to loop onto another part of the body to help us, okay? Now, we're going to start it this way with the strap, and then we'll move our way to a clasp bind. All right, so we're going to bring the strap to the bottom of the left foot. I don't like it directly under my arch. I like it kind of under my ball joint. I feel like I get more of a clasp there. And the arch, the foot really wants to fold around in the arch. And I want some stability, some sturdiness. All right, so now let's hold the strap as close to the foot as we can and find kind of a chair. Now, right now, observe your mind, your body, your breath in the unknown. How much can we accept about the unknown right here? Because you haven't the slightest idea what's about to come out of my face hole, right? AKA my mouth for words. Breathe. All right, so I think this is the left leg that we've got the strap under. Bring your weight into your right leg and then bring your weight to your left leg. Shift weight. Nice little weight shifting. Can you keep the feet flat and you're just shifting your weight? Feeling the right leg become more substantial, left leg become more substantial. Soften the shoulders. What's tensing? What's starting to feel overworked? Breath. Now bring your weight into the right leg and lift the left leg maybe an inch. Breath. Bring the left leg down. Shift the weight into the left leg, shift over to the right, ready, lift, breath. Bring it down. And we'll come up to standing. Good, I'm gonna drop that strap. Let's breathe in, refresh, clear the channels of energy. Exhale, let it go. Let yourselves absorb, not in a thinking way, but a sensory way, what just happened. What was going on? What felt stable? What felt unstable? What were our mental reactions to the unfamiliar? What got angry because stuff is different? Good. I'm going to roll my way up. Take your time. And we'll switch to the other side. I'm not sure if Kim is here today, but Kim might know where we're going with this, and just know that this is a nod to Melody a little bit, because I know how much this exercise frustrates her. Oh, all right. Feet are even. Notice, how are you standing in the skin you're in, our earth suit? I'm going to bend my knees, bringing my hand down as close to that foot as I can, finding that chair, weight back into the heels, and shift, shift. What are the hips doing? What are the muscles in the inner thighs doing? If you pressed differently through the feet, what muscles would you notice engaging? Could you push down through the big toe, the ball joint? What happens? Use different surfaces, areas, regions of your foot. And then we'll shift weight into the left leg, lift the right, breath. Bring down, bring the weight to the right, come to the left when you're ready. Lift, feel what the tummy has to do. And bring it down. If all we do is press so much into the heel and we don't bring it up into the core and the hips and the groin and the pelvis, it's doomed. Maybe one more time. Weight to the left, right. Maybe start to straighten the left leg a little, bringing it down. Good. And let's come up. All right. We're going to go back to the other leg. I'm going to let go of the strap. If you know you need to use a strap, keep it. It's still a bind if you want. I'm going to bring my left hand, grabbing my left big toe. Same exercise. Bring the weight to the right. Lift. Maybe stand a little. Notice your pacing. Where's your breath? We're still doing yoga here, you guys. Slowly lowering it down. What are we observing? Good. And you could switch. Sinking. Just lifting. Maybe standing. Who knows what will happen as we breathe? Remember, Mana Eva, Manushanayam, Karanambanda, Mokshayaho. If you feel bound, you are bound. If you feel free, you are free. Be in your body. Accept all of the imperfection. You don't have to come all the way up. Me talking is definitely taking me. Ooh, I got to work on that focus. Maybe do a few more, maybe take a rest. I'm going to let this go. Good. Let's step the right leg back, finding a lunge. Making our way up for our crescent. Lengthen things out. Make space, right? That was a real compressed, we get tight in that kind of bind that we were doing with that up and down lift. So here I'm just letting the physical body let a lot of energy out. I'm going to spin that foot flat. If you were to draw a line from the back of this left heel in, it would make a perfect T with the arch of the right foot. Capital T. Woo, bringing ourselves up for warrior two. Looking at this left knee, keeping it over that heel. Tailbone under a bit, chest is lifting, maybe expanding the arms, maybe not. Now, if you like, right hand, patting yourself behind the back and the shoulder blades. Right hand up by the left elbow, different kind of bind, breath. If you would rather take that hand and find the fingertips, if you can, if that's your jam, go for it. How do we keep the heart upright and erect and open? Remember, let the bind set something free. Let it open the chest, accepting what's going on in the hips. Where's your breath? Come out when you need. Kindness, ahimsa. Truthfulness, satya. Good. We'll release you. Hang in there as long as your practice is asking you to. Hands coming down, spinning onto those back toes, stepping that leg up, trading it out. Breath. Choose how you want to come up when you're ready. Calm mind. This on the mat, in the body practice, a wonderful way to start to confront and observe all of the gyrations of desire. It feels like a pinball in a pinball machine in my body of desire, desire, desire. I don't want to. I could do it better. I could do it worse. Blah, blah, blah. I suck. I don't suck. So that's that ball. And either time, it's always, to me, pointing out desire. Because if I say something sucks, it means that I want something to be better. So it's still a desire. I'm going to spin the back foot flat when I'm ready. I'm going to keep my back to you all here. We'll scoop the tailbone under. Do your alignment of your heel. Never feel shy about taking the time to adjust. Where is your body? Feel it out. Navigate it. Feel those hips. What wants to move? Remember, we're finding freedom and ease in our frame. All right, so I'm going to flip the script here. Actually, switch arms if you can remember. Try not to push your head down. Aspire the very top of your head upward to the heavens. Feel your neck lengthening upward. Feel that bottom body rooting downward. Ease. Can you bring ease in that right thigh? Can you bring ease in the pelvis? Can you have an open, free breath? Where is the mind? What's that pinball doing? And we'll release, bringing the hands down, spinning onto the back toes, stepping that back leg up, half flat back, forward fold. I'm going to introduce one more set of binds and standings before we come down. I'm going to come a little closer in hopes that you can see a little bit better. So I'm going to keep my feet a little further apart. I've been really enjoying that space. It's not too wide for me, so it's still underneath of my hips, feet. I'm going to grab the big toes with the index fingers and thumbs. So the peace fingers and thumbs. I'm going to grab that. You could bring your strap underneath of both feet, but you want to hold it as close to the legs as you can, to the feet as you can. And I'm going to use the arms and that connection as resistance to pull the spine up to the half flat. And you might feel that you could get the spine a lot more flat because of that resistance, right? We have that contact point that gives us leverage. It gives us a taut tension. So pull the top of the head toward the screen. Try not to bend the neck. Lengthening. What are your legs doing? Are they just hanging out there, or are you squeezing them? Are you standing in them? Can you lengthen from the belly button forward? Pull. Breath in. Now use the clasp that you have to pull the very top of your head toward the floor, not face toward your shins. Top of the head toward the earth. Release the neck to let the head fall more freely. Shoulders pulling away from the ears. Padangusthasana, breath. Now, where's the weight in your legs? Are you all the way back in your heels, or are you all the way forward in the toes? Uncontract your abdominal wall. When you contract, we make no space. We make a tension. Uncontract. Will your mid-spine to lengthen. Good, and I'm going to let that go and come on down to a squat. Maybe find your balance. I'll make my way to sitting. All right, everybody. How's everybody doing? So we've gotten a couple of binds. We did our bear hug bind. We did a version of Gomukhasana, or that happy cow bind, by finding that here while we were in the warrior two. We started to come up into a bit of a version of Uttita Hasta, Padangusthasana, extended hand to foot pose. But we did that with that exercise of rooting up and down. I feel like it's a kind of a blend between some Tai Chi, Qigong exercises with bringing in that bind of the yoga, of the yoking, and being present with extension and standing and lifting, and that calm deliberateness of bringing ourselves back up and down. All right. And to me, being in that action helps me really kind of feel out what is balance, because I get to confront my eagerness. And usually my eagerness is what knocks me over if I'm coming up into that space. All right, everyone, let's come on forward. Lengthening the legs out in front of us, sitting upright. What is level in the neck? So as not to be craning that chin up, not to be tucking it down. What is level? As though someone's got a hold of your head, lifting you up. Active in the legs, contract the thighs, but don't over squeeze, right? No strain. Do we know the difference between activation and strain? Play with it. Remember, backing off, adding on, shoulders down. Breath in, let's lift, shoulders are down, front of the chest and tummy and belly are lifting up. Can you ask that skin, that flesh to lift up? Shoulders rooting down, top of the head growing tall. What's your core doing? Pull it in. And hinge at the hips. Maybe rotate inner thighs in a bit. Notice when they want to flop out. Where are you in your body? Can you lengthen from the low back and low belly forward? What is the fullest breath? And then accept the truth and the reality of what is right here. This is how my body feels in this shape right now, this minute. This is how my low spine feels. This is how my neck feels. This is what my chest is telling me. This is my expression of breath right here. Am I practicing my fullest possibility of breath with ease? My fullest presence of mind with ease. And we'll roll the spine up. All right. Last little space of stepping a little bit out of our comfort zone. All right. So I'm going to step my legs a little wide. And a little bit of that, can I explore something new? Can I do things a little differently? And then bring all of what we're applying in our yoga into that space. All right. So what I'm going to do is give us a little bit of step-by-step for some accessibility toward working toward, am I prefacing, right? Working toward Kurmasana. And Kurmasana is turtle. All right. So now I know people may have seen postures where we look like we're that flattened turtle that got run over in the road. Screw that. Meet yourselves where you are. Okay. If that's how our bodies were supposed to be, we would have been born that way. Like I often say, if whatever posture would have given me an advantage to run away from a velociraptor, that's how I would have been born. Right. But that's not it. Right. So knees are going to be bent. We're not out in our fullest extension of Upavishta. So I'm going to bring those legs in and bend. So already greatly, got to maybe just hinge and feel out what's going on in the hips, because those hips have to have a certain range to let this torso from this area to come up and through. All right. And a lot could be limiting that. The low back, groin, pelvis. All right, so that could be where some of us stop. I've got a little cramp in my butt. All right, that could be where you are stopping. All right, it's talking to me. I'm listening. For others of you, you might be able to come down and slide one arm, just one arm. Now, I don't want the knee joint pressing down on the elbow joint. So try to have the knee joint above or below the elbow joint. Palm is flat, hanging out, drawing the chest forward. So here the bind is by having the back of the knee clamping and pressing that arm down, but I don't want you to apply any pressure. What's lengthening? How is your breath communicating something differently in your body to you? What are we having to accept? Now I'll encourage us to switch that out. Okay, so I'm going to rotate that arm. Ooh, I get to feel out the difference in this arm. This is my non-dominant arm. Ooh, whole different range. All right, there we go. Ooh, but I've got to really play with this here because this is a whole different arm. It's already saying, don't get me mixed up, Belinda. I am not righty. And then feel how that's relaying across all the rest of my body, the left side of my spine. Ooh, left side of my hip. That pinball in my brain. What am I not accepting? Oh, and that let me just kind of soften down. I didn't have to commit into resistance and force. What's getting free from this bind? Even if it's a thought, even if it's not a physical space, maybe it's a breath space that we can set free. Learn a new way of breathing. Learn a new way of being with the mind. Accept. And then also accept that this too shall pass. And bring ourselves up. Good. I'm going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. We did this one yesterday, Baddha Konasana. And I love exploring, and you could always continue to bring that in, of not using the hands. Kind of say, oh, can I bring this body into this shape without using my hands? How dependent am I on bodies to yank and tug things to place? Have I asked other parts of me to help that happen? Okay? So much fun, so much to explore in yoga. Everything is yoga. Pressing the inner thighs open, pulling the spine up, neck rotations. So this bind is helping amplify what's going on in the neck, hopefully helping us access a freedom. Because maybe it's touching and helping us stretch different areas of the sinews that we couldn't access alone without the bind. Breath in, breath out. Change your direction. Again, you can continue in any of these on your own for as long as you like. You can hit replay on this if you want to catch up and say, oh, what else did they do? Because I'm going to stay right here. Do that. Nothing would warm my heart more than to know that somebody was like, you know what, halfway through, I was like, I wanted to stay on this thing, and I caught up to you guys later, or I was just done. I got what I needed. There you go. All right. I'm going to invite us to come down to lying down on our backs. And why don't we take our strap with us? Walking the feet in. Feet are separated a few inches apart, and just practice a few gentle pelvic tilts. Because that space in the Kurmasana, in the turtle, may have really worked the back and the hips a bit. So let's just ease it, lubricate it a bit. Use this as a check-in to say, yo, what's going on? A little side to side. All right. I'm going to bring the strap to the bottom of my right foot. And I still place it at the same location as I told you all. I don't like it in my arch. That's up to you. I'm going to hold the strap as close to the foot as I can so that the arm is fully extended, so that the elbow isn't bent back like this. But I want to keep this shoulder. I'm going to use this arm as an example since that's the arm you can see. Don't want it pulling up, thrusting away from the earth. I want to keep that grounded. So I'm still finding the length of this arm with that shoulder grounded. Neck is neutral. Feel the whole spine pressing into the earth. Maybe a few pointing and flexing. So now the leg has full extension, the arm has full extension, and what do we get to explore and see or set free with this bind in the back of the calf? Ooh, nice. Now I'm going to straighten that left leg. I'm going to guide this right leg open. So it's giving us a clasp on that leg. And it's being able to help with that bind, pulling and accessing, staying accountable to the lengthening on a lot of the inner thigh muscles, the groin muscles. Flexing the left thigh. Breath in. Breath out. How does holding this leg also let us let go of working in the leg? So can the arm support the leg so that the leg can relax and maybe it sinks open, maybe it starts to trust? Is it the body that needs to trust? Is it the mind that needs to trust? Is the shoulder doing too much? Can you trust that the bind has you? Is there an angle you're trying to achieve? Or could we accept the angle that the body will find after we let go of effort? Tell that thigh to stop working and just feel. Can we explore being, not doing, just being? We'll invite this leg back up, and I love to feel out how much was it the muscle of the leg that was activating or the arm? Did I have the arm boss the leg around? Did the leg boss the arm around? I'm going to switch hands and see about crossing that leg over. Now, you might want to put a pillow or a cushion underneath of this leg if it doesn't want to go to the floor. Now, actually, my foot isn't wanting to go to the floor. It's just slowly, slowly, slowly. And so I just let that process be the process. Now I'm feeling areas of the back that's starting to say, okay, maybe I can trust this. Try not to force the body into this corkscrew. There's so much communication, navigation, learning. What is this bind helping us set free elsewhere? How's the breath helping set free the pinballs in my mind? What amount of effort am I exhibiting that is showing that I'm not really accepting what is going on, what is happening? Let's gradually bring ourselves upright. We might go over a few minutes, but I think it's important to try to do both sides here. I'm going to walk this leg in. I'm going to cross that ankle above that left knee. Set the strap aside. And I'm just going to rock a little side to side. Moving, right? We held that space for a bit. So there's a little bit of balance, some equilibrium. Rocking, moving the energy, anything that got stuck. And then if you like, we can do a reclining pigeon here, keeping that ankle crossed, pulling that knee toward the chest. Feeling the spine resting in the earth. Accept that we are supported. So that means we don't have to do so much. Can we accept support? Can we lean into support? Ooh, such a huge area to practice. Embodying it. Maybe making a sound while we're here. Loosening up our vocal cords on leaning into support, maybe giving us a little practice so that we can ask for it as well. And I'm going to switch, mindfully moving, getting that strap. Where is it? Bringing it to the bottom of that foot. No rush. You kind of know where we're going now. Some of that uncertainty has slipped away because we feel like, oh, well, we're near the end of class. We know we're going to do the other side of this. Maybe do it in a different order. Sometimes if you're trying to break outside of patterns, okay, you could say, oh, I'm going to do the reclining pigeon first. Okay, so when you're doing this at home, and I do hope that all of you are finding some time to continue to extend this, especially on the 3 days between the home yoga practices, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, to continue to do your practice, and this time doing it unguided, right? You're saying, I'm making it mine, because it's never going to be yours if you don't make it yours. I'm going to straighten that leg. I know I didn't do the point and flex the ankle. I'm starting to be really mindful of time at this point. So again, that gives you something to practice on your own. Allowing this left leg to open out. Now, I say to activate the right leg, so squeeze it. It helps us anchor. Because if I let it go, see how that's going to pop up. So I'm going to try to keep myself invested in rooting. And then what will open based on the root, the support that it's given. Don't go beyond your root. Don't achieve a look without a solid foundation. Right? That would be called pretending. Don't pretend your yoga. Be in it and let it show you all of your stuff. Tara Drastup Svarupe Vastanam. That's the third sutra in Samadhipada, the first book. And then the seer can see themselves clearly. Doesn't mean we like what we see. Lean into this support. Accept that we don't have to work very hard. Soften around your own intensity. Be with your breath. When you're ready, we'll bring that leg up. And maybe you're just hanging out and saying, oh, Belinda will end it, and I'm just going to keep hanging out here. That's awesome. I'm going to switch it out. Feeling that breath in the spiral of the corkscrew of my spine. Feeling my organs in the corkscrew of this spine. Feeling my breath move the organs around in this spiral. Noticing that when I tense or try too hard in the arms, it invites a stress in the shoulders and my neck, and I don't want that. I want to breathe. I also need to accept whatever tensions I become aware of. Because when I tighten my mind in aggravation about tension that I become aware of, it's just more tension on top of tension. That's called a tighter knot. Yeah, that's not my yoking. What are the muscles on your face doing? Your neck and throat. And we'll gradually, in your time, bring that leg back to center. I'm going to walk this right foot in, setting the strap aside, crossing my left ankle above right knee. Ooh, doing that nice little rock side to side, checking in on my hips. What wants to move? What wants to go with the flow? I am going to extend my legs out for Shavasana. I don't want to give short shrift to the role that stillness plays in our practice. Everything isn't doing. So take your time to make your adjustment of whatever the shape your Shavasana takes. You can be lying down flat on your back. Your knees could be bent. You could be swinging legs up the wall. If you need an inversion and know how to do it safely, feel free. And then settle into saying that when I'm done fidgeting, adjusting, accept where everything is. And inevitably, there's going to be something in your mind that says, ooh, I want to move my head one more time. I want to adjust. Nope. Can we just feel it? All of a sudden, I just felt like something might have bitten me, or there's a slight sting on the inside of my thigh. It's very light. It's aggravating more than like, I know it's not a bee sting. But I'm just letting it feel. Wakeful mindfulness within a still body. And perhaps here allow the eyes to remain open. Encouraging ourselves to have this single-minded focus, aware but non-distracted. Inviting ease in the entire body. Inviting ease into the entire breath. Inviting ease into our awareness in our mind, not distracted by memory, sensation, desire. Where is your mind now? Bring it back into your skin, your bones, your flesh. Bring it back to what it's interacting with the earth. Feel gravity and the earth, your body, lying on this spot on the earth as the earth spins. That is what is true. Your body digesting, respirating, exchanging with the atmosphere right now on this spot on the earth. Recall your intention, your plan, your practice. If you're wanting to join us to close, feel free to start to invite movements. Please stay in Shavasana if that's where you'd like to stay. And take a moment and reflect, cycle back through your plan, your affirmations and intentions. Check in with your experience connecting with that today. Check in with your physical body, your breath body, your mind, and how they came together today on your mat in practice. What did we observe? What did we accept? What guidance did we receive? Single Om if you wish to join. So we want to connect in. So maybe find your Mula Bandha or a sphincter squeeze. Uddiyana Bandha, as though you're kind of bracing for a punch in the gut. Chin lightly lowered, little upward lift through the back of the throat. Wide open throat, relaxed diaphragm, single Om, connecting with vibration. Feel yourselves as a vibrational being. Allow it to emanate freely, freely feeling the undulations of vibration. I'll close with a mudra, the Ganesha mudra, because it has to do with a bind. So there's all kinds of mudras. We often end with Anjali. Ganesha mudra, we'll take the clasp here and we'll pull, okay? So maybe envision something that's an obstacle in your path, in your journey, in your life right now, and pull. Feel that tension. Feel that fight. Feel the connectivity. And then start to loosen, lighten up that grip. Feel the easing around that tension and visualize that thing that's in your way dissipating, melting. And then I'll change my hands. We'll pull, feel the tension, the fight within you. Where does it come from? And then start to release. Feel and know that softening that's happening within you is possible around whatever that obstacle is. The light and love in me is deeply grateful for the light and love in you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga. This has been our home yoga practice live. I was a little liberal with our time, so I apologize. Thank you all for staying, for those who did stay. Thank you again to everyone who has sent me emails or messages in regards to your practice. I really, I'm grateful for your trust and for letting me be a part of this journey with you. All right, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Namaste.